What happened when the school wouldn't protect my son? My son Mason was 14 when everything changed. He wasn't the loud kid. He was the quiet one. The kid who drew superheroes during lunch, quoted Lord of the Rings like it was gospel, and gave polite nods instead of high fives. He had a good crew of friends, came home smiling most days, until one Tuesday, he walked through the door with a split lip and no backpack. Said he fell on the stairs. But I've been a dad long enough to know when my kid's lying. I didn't push, just handed him an ice pack and said, "You let me know if you want to talk." By the end of that week, he was faking stomach aches, stopped eating lunch, stopped drawing. I emailed his teachers. Most of them brushed it off. He's just quiet lately, probably going through a shy phase, but I knew my kid. This wasn't shy, this was fear. Then I got a call from the school nurse. Mason had a panic attack in the locker room, shaking, couldn't breathe. She said he'd been avoiding gym class for weeks. That night, I sat him down, just me, him, and the dog curled at our feet. I asked, "Is someone hurting you?" And he cracked. He told me about 3 boys in gym class who had been targeting him for months. It started with names: weirdo, fairy, little freak, but it escalated. They'd corner him in the showers, slap him with towels, steal his clothes, post fake love notes on his locker. When he went to the gym teacher, nothing changed. When he went to the school counselor, she told him to ignore them and focus on his strengths. So he stopped going to gym. The school marked him truant. I emailed the principal. No reply. Called. Left messages. Still nothing. So I took off work and waited in the office until someone agreed to talk to me. Finally, the assistant principal brought me in, and I swear, word for word, he said, "Boys will be boys. He needs to toughen up." I stared at him and said, "What happens when boys being boys drive a kid to suicide?" He shrugged. I took Mason home early that day and told him he wasn't going back until they fixed it. That night, he asked, "Am I weak for not fighting back?" I told him, "No, you're strong for not becoming them." Next day, I filed a formal complaint. Attached screenshots of messages Mason had received. Kids threatening to out him, telling him to die. I brought everything: screenshots, a list of witnesses, and 3 names. The school called a parent mediation meeting. We showed up. None of the bullies' parents did. The principal opened with, "We want to find a peaceful resolution." I asked, what kind of resolution exists when a 14-year-old can't walk down a hallway without fearing for his life? The meeting went nowhere. No suspensions, no action, just more forms. So I went public, posted on the town's Facebook group. Not accusatory, just asked, "Has anyone else had issues with bullying at Ridge Creek Middle?" Within 2 days, I got 12 private messages. 4 families had pulled their kids. 2 named the same 3 boys. 1 girl had to transfer after fake photos of her were posted online. I collected everything and went to the school board. They tried to brush me off until I said I'd already spoken to the local paper, told them I had emails, meeting notes, screenshots, witnesses. Suddenly, they wanted to collaborate. They put the principal on leave, the gym teacher too. Assistant principal resigned 2 weeks later. An external firm came in to investigate. Mason still didn't want to go back, so we homeschooled the rest of the year, and honestly, that saved him. He started smiling again, picked up his sketchbook, started drawing his own comic. The hero's name is Spectre, doesn't talk much, but shows up when people need him, protects the ones no one else sees. We found a new school the next year, smaller, safer. First week, the art teacher hung one of Mason's comics on the wall. He came home glowing, said, "Dad, they see me here." That night, I cried in the kitchen, not because it was over, but because it never should have happened at all. Now I work with some of those other parents from the Facebook group. We started a local watchdog committee, documenting complaints, pushing for staff training, setting up anonymous systems for students to report abuse safely. I still get messages from Ridge Creek families. Some are angry, some are grateful. I save every single one, because they ignored us until they couldn't anymore.